It was a car that Eddie Kisco used to drive, and I don't know why he quit driving, and Bob Bigley started driving it. And Bob was the guy that didn't show up. You know, they took the car there, and Bob was supposed to meet him there, and he wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So I drove that car, and it was a nice car. Handled nice, ran nice. I finished third in the feature. And coming out of 4, Ronnie Blackmer was trying to get me. And I just laid it flat to the floor. I mean, it was from the 4th turn to the finish line. I thought, I'm not going to lose a position in that little bit. And I just laid it flat on the floor. I crossed the finish line, and boom, it blew up. I mean, I finished third, but it blew up. And I knew it blew up because I could feel all the shaking. And so I just coasted into the first turn, and I coasted into the pits and around next to the wall and got out and looked underneath, and the oil's running out the bottom, and oh my God, I don't even know these guys, you know, and I was scared to death, you know. I thought, well, these guys, they're going to be nothing but mad, you know. It was 2 brothers that had it, and I saw them. They come walking through the pits. They're coming over towards me, and they're both laughing like crazy. I'm thinking, oh boy, they don't know what happened, you know. So they come up there and laugh and laugh, and I says, you know, I just blew your motor. I know. He goes, that's what we're laughing about. I can't believe it. He goes, our good motor is in the shop. That's just an old piece of junk we stuck in there. He goes, I can't believe I finished the whole race. He goes,
That's a great story.
Struggled along, and one night Sammy LaMancuso, his car broke down in a heat race, and I was lined up on the pole for the feature, and I always wanted somebody else to drive my car because I didn't know if it was me or the car, you know. Well, I asked Sammy if he would drive my car in the feature. I told him, I said, I'm starting on the pole. Sure. So Sammy jumped in it. He led all 25 laps and won that feature. And I thought, boy, it must be it's me, you know.
Funny you should tell that story.
I got one of those too, but I got...
I'm glad you got it.
But he came in, he goes, I said, is the car okay? He goes, Ken, that's the only car I ever drove where I got to start turning the steering wheel when I get to the flagman in order to get around the corner. That night I wanted Sammy to drive my car.
Right.
See, Sammy, he was a veteran. He shouldn't have been starting on the pole, you know.
I wondered about that.
Well, I was just a beginner. They'd always start me on the pole. They knew I wasn't going to finish the race anyhow. You know? Sammy took off. I mean, I remember standing there watching him, running that whole feature. He led every lap and won the race, and I was just flabbergasted that my car could even do that, you know. And Len Briggs come over there just a storming. Oh, Ken, you can't do that. I can't do what? When you're going to change drivers, you got to tell me. We can't start a veteran on the pole. Well, like I did it on purpose. I didn't. He was really mad, you know. I mean, I don't know if he ever yelled at Sammy about it or not. I can't remember, but.
Did you get paid?
I'm sure we did.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
Just wondered. Why 77?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I was just building this car, that's what I was thinking about, a number. And I really wanted 7. Why I wanted 7, I don't know. And somebody already had 7. So then I decided, well, I'll go with 11. And somebody else had 11. So I thought, well, how about 77? Nobody had that. So I just carried on all the time. Oh, Floyd. Oh, yeah. Floyd, he's a good guy, but boy, don't get him mad at you, I'll tell you. He got mad at me one night and chased me through the fence or pits with a big old crescent wrench. I'll tell you. I thought he was trying to run me into the wall, which I still think he was. And I'm trying to stay away from the wall, and he's yelling at me because I was turning into him. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Tom Dill. he was a good guy, but if he could gain a position by pushing the other way, he sure do it in a hurry, I'll tell you. In fact, a 50-lapper at Erie, I was leading that race, and I guess probably what really hurt the most is the winner of that 50-lapper automatically qualified for the Stony 2. And I was leading that race. The white flag came out. I went through 1 and 2, come down the backstretch, went into 3. Well, I knew Tom was chasing me because every turn I see that orange fender, you know, and I'm just driving my brains out trying to stay ahead of him, you know. Took the white flag, go through 1 and 2, down the backstretch. Like I say, coming into 1, there's that orange fender. Coming into 3, there's that orange fender, and it's really coming because he put me around so quick it wasn't even funny. I thought, you got to be kidding me. In fact, my wife had both boys up at the fence because she was telling, hey, Dad's going to win the feature. Dad's not going to win the feature. I think I finished like 3rd because I think by the time I got myself gathered up, I think Ronnie Blackmer went by too. I think Ronnie finished 2nd and I finished 3rd, you know. That's the only thing I think about. I still remember that night, you know. Larry Parmenter, oh Larry, that I remember about him is, I mean, he was a good guy to race. He was wild, but I don't think he really did anything on purpose. I mean, if he was around you, you knew he was around you, but I don't think he'd ever really take you out, you know. But what I really remember about him was my very first year. I told you I took that late model out there, and I got, my motor is nowhere near like these guys' motors. This car is nothing compared to what they got. But I figure I'm starting. What do I care, you know? And I'm a nervous wreck anyhow, you know. And we're out there for just hot laps, you know. Back then you could run hot laps at the beginning of the night, you know. And I was coming out of 4, and not running the thing real hard, but kind of hard, and all of a sudden it sounded like my motor just got louder, louder, louder. I thought, what the heck is going on? I took my foot off the gas. It was Larry Parmenter driving by me, you know. Oh, Bobby, yeah, he won a lot of races, but you know, he wouldn't hit you, but you know, I don't know if anybody else has ever told you this. He'd put you in a position where you had to let him pass, because if he was trying to pass you, I mean, he would throw, you'd be out here like this, he'd throw that thing, and you'd see him coming. If you stayed there, you were going to wreck. So you just get on the brake and let him go.
Like a slide job?
Yeah, and I mean, and he wasn't cleared. I mean, you knew he was going to hit you, you know. And I don't know if he would have hit you or not, but I always just jumped on the brake and let him go. And I don't know if everybody else did that or not, but I thought, you know, if I could do that with everybody, I could win a lot of races too.
What do you say, a big hand for Bobby Schnars? Nice scoring, Bobby.
But anyhow, these Oaks guys, I mean, to this day, I mean, he treats Connie and I like family. If they have a family get together, they call us. We go to Kane. I mean, if it's a birthday or something, we go to their birthday parties.